Welcome, guys. We are in June. Can you believe it? It is June 2023 and we are halfway through the year. At the beginning of the year, we did some vision boarding. That is right. I am back again to remind you to revisit your vision board. Go have a look, see how far you've come. And to those who did not do the vision boards, the beauty of vision boarding is you creating the future that you want to see, so it's never too late. If you didn't get a chance to do your vision board when the year started, this is an opportunity for you to do it. Halfway through the year, set those goals, get them done, get it done. I'm gonna put up something that's gonna help you, direct you into the right direction in terms of how you can do your vision board, and you go ahead and get it done. And to those who have done their vision boards beginning of the year, well done, kudos to you. Go revisit your vision board, see if there's something that you need to add, remove, or change. It's never too late to build the kind of life and future that you want to see. So go there, do it if you haven't done it. If you don't know how, you're gonna see shortly how to do it. And if you've done it, well done again. Revisit your vision board and keep on building the future you want to see. We're halfway through 2023, a lot can still be done. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome everybody to your vision boarding workshop, Defining Your Vision for 2023. I am joined by Nosibo, my partner in crime on this event, talented speaker. She is actually jetting off at 1 o'clock to an amazing event out in Mpumalanga. She does incredible work out there with a lot of ladies. I think this is specifically a ladies workshop that's coming up this weekend. And yeah, really enthusiastic to be partnering with you on this this endeavor. So Integrate Wellness, we are bringing you a online version of our vision boarding workshop because it is quite popular and because we have had a request for a few people that can't make it into Joburg, a few people questioning around ticket price. So we totally understand that and we want to make it affordable, we want to make it accessible, because creating a vision is something that we should all be doing and redefining a few times throughout the year. So don't forget to catch our event link, which has a series of dates for in-person events. We're doing another vision boarding workshop in March, the 3rd and the 4th of March, if I'm not mistaken, which will be based in Johannesburg. And then, our further dates will obviously be rolled out on that link as well. So we're going to keep this going on a quarterly basis, making sure that we are not just defining our vision, but reinventing ourselves and redefining the vision as we go.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you so much for that introduction. I think I should go with Helen everywhere I travel to. I like how she introduced me. It is such a pleasure to partner with you two. She has mentioned I am a speaker, an accredited facilitator. I do training as well, but I'm a lover of just women collaborating and getting things done. And I love what she said. Vision boards are for everyone, and that's why we're making sure that whether you cannot make it to Joburg or you have one online, ticket price issues, will give you a little bit more time to plan for March. Just get it done. So we cannot wait to start the workshop with you guys and just take you through how this is going to be. Ready?
So a few formalities. Obviously we have a worksheet that you will download along with this link. So make sure that you've got two workbooks. One is a 2-pager acknowledging my accomplishments and defining my vision for 2023 worksheet, and the other, hopefully you were able to print it onto a nice big board, but it's going to help you identify your 4 goals and then work your vision board towards cementing those goals within your vision. So without further ado,
sorry Helen, I really like the worksheets that we are giving you guys. Before you can move on to planning for 2023, you need to first reflect on your 2022 and see what you can fix there and what you did right and all of those things. So get those workbooks, make them the foundation before you start jumping into your big board and putting your wonderful pictures. Do the reflection to the previous year and then move forward smoothly.
So without further ado, we're going to give you some time before you click onto the next link to just jump into getting your coloring utensils, scissors, glue.
Set the mood.
That's it. Pour yourself a little something if you are, if it's past 12 o'clock and you've got time. Get comfortable and looking forward to hosting you during this online event.
Welcome to the first segment of the workshop. You have all your material ready, you're good to go. Before we get into creating the kind of 2023 that you want to see and doing that great activity of your vision board, let's do something. Let's reflect on the previous year, 2022. I believe it's important that before you jump into the next task, the next year, reflect on what you've done previously and see what you could have done better, what you could have changed, and what you did great. Don't forget that part. It's very good for you to acknowledge the accomplishments that you have done. So before we dive into doing the vision board, we're going to look at this template. What are the aspects of 2022 that you are most proud of? This is an opportunity for you to actually look at yourself and look at what you've done and look at how you are living your life and actually saying, I'm actually proud of myself for doing this like this. I'm actually proud that I'm able to do this and all of that. So we're going to look at aspects of 2022 that you are most proud of. I am very proud of how I managed my year last year. I feel like my work level was at a very high. I was able to get a lot of the task required from me done properly. I felt like I served in my position the best way I could last year. There was a lot happening all at once. I had recently got engaged as well. So like a lot of great things were taking place in my life, and for some people it becomes a little bit difficult to like balance everything out, but I'm very proud of how I balanced the work, the family, the relationship. I felt like that was well balanced for me. So I'm very proud of that. And I'm proud of how often I managed to travel in 2022. I'm always saying that I want to travel, I want to try different places, just, unwind and like get to know the world a little bit better. I wasn't doing that in the previous years. Like I always had excuses, I can't afford it. At some point I couldn't. I can't do this, I can't. There were a lot of I can'ts when it came to traveling. I would plan a trip and then something else comes up and I will just put it at the back seat. So I'm actually proud that last year I did a little bit of the traveling that I've been promising myself. That for me is one thing that I am very, very proud of. So this could be anything. It could be family related, it could be business related, it could be personal related. What are the aspects that you are most proud of that you did in 2022? What are the things that you say, you know what, I might have messed everything up last year, but this I really did right, and I'm very proud of myself for doing that. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about that. You can pause the video at any point and just think and then speak to yourself and then get those details in there. You know you more than you. Like nobody knows you more than you know yourself. So if you need a break, pause, and then you can come back and actually answer that question honestly. There has to be something that you are proud of that you did in 2022. You're not finding one, you're not looking hard enough. There really must be something. So take that moment and make sure that you put that down before you move on. You've done that. You've done the part where you've highlighted the things that you're most proud of. Amazing. What did you learn about yourself in 2022? What are the things that you learned about yourself? It could be personal, it could be how you behave, it could be anything that you learned about yourself. For one, I learned that most of the things that I've been telling myself that I'm not able to do because of the excuses that I put when I'm justifying myself, it's not true. Like, I can do anything that I put my mind into. The reason why some of the times the things that I wanted done were not getting done is because I was doing the self-sabotage. I can actually do anything that I want to do, as long as if I apply myself and put my mind into it. I learned that last year because there were some situations that didn't allow me to feel sorry and make excuses. Things needed to be done, and I got them done, and I was like, oh wow, I can actually do this. So that's one of the things that I learned about myself when I was going through my year last year. I also learned that I love being out there. I love seeing different places, going to different places. South Africa for me is a great country. To be South African born, and there's so many places that I didn't even know existed, that wasn't right for me. So I realized that actually, girl, you like being out there. You really like traveling. If I could, I would make traveling as a career. But I believe that that is most of us. We really like traveling. It's just sometimes that circumstances don't allow. But I learned that about myself, because there were times where I'll be like, nah, maybe it's not that great to go out there. It really is, and I personally, I love it. So I learned that a lot about me. It could be anything that you learned about yourself, how you manage yourself, how you manage your time, how you speak, if maybe anything that you learned in the last year about yourself. Why are you doing this? You are trying to identify things that could maybe stand in your way of creating the kind of 2023 that you want to see, maybe help you to create the kind of 2023 that you want to see. You already have all the aspects, but you just need to look back and actually analyze and see what you could do, what you need to change, and all of these things. So I'm going to give you a moment to think, what did you learn about yourself the previous year? It could help you to design the kind of 2023 that you want to see. We always, most of us, do this vision board exercise almost every year. Every time when the year begins, we are there, we are ready, we do this exercise, we put things down, ready, we move, we try to do everything that we can to make sure that those things are achieved. But let's be honest, some of the things don't get done. Some of the things that you have planned to do, things just don't happen that way, and you end up having things that were not done. So we're going to move on to the next part, where you now look at the unfinished business that you had for 2022. What are the things that you never got to finish, you never were able to bring to closure in 2022? It could be work related, it could be school related, it could be self-growth related. What are the things that you were not able to finish in 2022? You have some unfinished business. What are those things? And maybe you can look at how you can get them to close, or what needs to be done for them to be closed, what can you adjust, and all of those things. For me, last year, I was speaking a lot about RE1 exams. Those who are in the finance industry will understand what that is all about. I did a lot of talking when it came to that, but I just never got to do it. I really never got to the actual doing of getting the exam done. I did a great vision board and saying, I'm going to focus on my business more, making sure that my speaking is growing and all of those things, that the bookings are coming in. I was ready and had a plan on what I needed to do for those things to be done. I did do a lot of it, but there are certain things that I didn't close last year. And I believe that it's important for me to move them over onto my 2023 vision board, and just maybe start with those things and make sure that those things are closed before I can move on. You want to be the kind of person that starts something, you see it to the end, you finish it, you close it before you move on to the next task. So what are those things that you still have unfinished business with, that you need to make sure that they are complete? I hope you guys are still good. We're still on the same page on this one. Remember, these templates are mainly just to guide you and give you direction on how you can get onto putting down your vision board for the year. Templates that are going to help you to give direction and guidance on what and where and how. Keep that in mind. I hope we're still together. A few minutes just to think, a little bit, what are the unfinished business that you have that you need to finish. We think about that a little bit. And before we come to the end of this first segment, let's look at the patterns of self-sabotage that you can recognize about yourself. It's not always people sabotaging you. It's not always the universe being against you. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes you are the reason by not doing what you said you're going to do, by not going where you said you're going to go. You put plans in place, but you don't do what you say you're going to do. It's not always external parties sabotaging you. Sometimes it can be you doing that to yourself. So we're going to look at that. What are the patterns? What are the things that I know I'm doing that are actually sabotaging me with the plans that I have? I always come back end of the year, the things that I wanted done are not done. Why is that? What did I do to stand in my own way? You'll be surprised how many people are actually standing in their own ways. These people should be so far in life, great success, everything that they want done, but it's not happening because you are the one standing in the way of your own success, the own things that you want to see. I will make an example of myself. I'm very good at delaying tasks. Like, I would have a date and time to do this, and life will just happen, and then I'll be like, oh no, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week. I couldn't really get this, so I'm gonna do it next month. And before I know it, the year is over and that task is not done. Was it because that I can't do the task? No. I sabotage myself by not actually applying myself to do what I said I will do. So take time to really check yourself and see what are the things that you are doing to sabotage yourself. It could be self-doubt. You instantly think, maybe other people can do this, I can't do it. It could be maybe you're not confident enough in yourself. What are the things that you're doing? And obviously the reason why you're identifying these things, it's so that you can do something about it. You don't want come the following year, you're still facing the same challenges, you are not able to move forward because you're busy sabotaging yourself. We're identifying these things so that we can do something about it and make sure that we don't self-sabotage again when we are going through this new year that we have started. It could literally be anything that you know you are the one doing. I also have a tendency of overthinking everything. Like, you have this great idea, you know what needs to be done, and you get home, you start sitting in the couch, you start overthinking. The thing about overthinking when you have something that you're working on is you're not overthinking the great things. It's always you overthinking what is going to go wrong. Why will I not be able to do this? You will find all the reasoning and justifications and all of that when you do that overthinking exercise. You overthink everything and want to have answers to every step and everything, and end up being afraid to even do anything because your mind starts telling you, you want to start that business, where are you going to get the capital, where are you going to get this, where, before you can even have a business plan, you're already thinking your business is not going to be successful. So overthinking becomes a real problem for me sometimes. So I know these things, I've identified these things about myself, and I'm applying myself to do what I can to make sure that I work on those things. So what are the patterns of self-sabotage that you know for a fact that it's not because this is not possible, it's because I'm standing in my own way? Think about that. Before we move on to core themes that my partner Helen is going to come in and explain to you more, think about the self-sabotage and see what you need to do and see what you can change, and then you can change these patterns, because some of these patterns we don't even know that they are there. but it just keeps coming back. It keeps coming back. A new year comes in, you're coming back with the same patterns of self-sabotage. Really think about those things, highlight them out, and really try to do everything that you can so that those things are resolved and you are not standing in your own way.
Okay, so welcome back to the second segment of this workshop. We're now looking at the exercise defining your vision for 2023. And in the first part of the exercise, we were acknowledging our accomplishments from the previous year. So now that we've got a better understanding of what we were working with in the years before, and also what possibly was holding us back, we're going to now fertilize our now plan on defining our year, remembering and reminding ourselves of what we've now uncovered or learned about our comings and goings from 2022. So defining my vision for 2023, for me, 2023 is about. So we're giving this an overarching theme or a title. So mine, for example, is being true and authentic to myself in the world, which is a pretty risky and daunting task to my ego. So stepping out, stepping forward, being seen, these are all things that I know are going to bring me to a part and a place in my life that I really want to reach and achieve. So that's going to be an idea of what to use when it comes to defining this goal for what your 2023 is going to be about. You might want to look at your previous page, for example, and get some ideas from what you've uncovered. And perhaps you already know exactly what it is that your 2023 is going to be about. But we're going to give you like a minute just to complete that first block. Right, so second block would be, what would blow my mind if I managed to achieve this? So for me, this is huge. This is about travel and holidays. This is about success in business. This is about more than enough money in the bank. And it's about a global practice interlinking facilitators from all around the globe. So those are my 4 milestones, or rather, those are my 4 milestones, I guess, to say to myself, wow, like out the box thinking, how big can I really imagine? How far can I take this dream of mine? So without stopping yourself, without the but and the self-doubt coming in, I want you to just think big about what would blow your mind if you were actually able to achieve it. I'm going to give you a second to complete that one. So we're going to run through things, but if any time you want to pause this video link and continue on in your own pace, that's totally fine. But we're going to jump onto milestones now, and we're going to look at what milestones I need in relation to these big out there dreams that I have for myself. What are the milestones that I need to put in place in order to achieve and reach those dreams? So for me, saving 20 to 30% of my earnings is going to make sure that I can afford those holidays. It's going to make sure that I've got money in the bank. It's going to be me reaching those goals, those visions that I have for myself. A strategy and a plan for this holiday. So where do I want to go? How do I envision that looking? What does that look like? Where would blow my mind if I was able to achieve getting there? And then when, a goal is a dream with a deadline. So attach the when to the strategy, and creating that strategy is then a milestone that I need to reach in order to bring myself closer to that goal. Ensuring a good practice and a routine for success, that is going to keep me in check, that is going to keep me energized, that's going to keep me reinventing myself and feeling energetic and enthusiastic. So I know that that ties into the successful business goal that I have. And then starting to market creatively and internationally, jumping into it is that I want to achieve by reaching for those interlinking moments, widening my network. And so milestones are doing, pointers where we're actually achieving, doing something to bring us closer to that, wow, blow my mind if I achieve it type goal. Alrighty, what do we need to stop doing to achieve these? So maybe it's spending because there's a disbelief in yourself. So I know that I have this pattern when I'm feeling low or when I'm not feeling confident enough. I can walk into a shopping mall and just pretend like I've got the money, right? And that's doing a lot for trying to boost my self-esteem and self-confidence, but it's coming from a very empty place, and there's obviously consequences when that happens. So I know that I need to stop spending for the sake of disbelief in myself and my abilities. I need to hone in, rein in, curb my enthusiasm, and rather have a goal in mind, which is saving and having money in the bank at the end of the day. So that I know is my need when it comes to what I need to do to stop sabotaging myself from achieving these things. How will we know that we've achieved this? I'm just running through things quite quickly now, but feel free to pause, give yourself a moment at any time throughout this video. The results are what we're looking for here. So something that is result driven, for me it would be money in the bank, and it would be an actual tangible holiday in, let's say, summertime this year, which for us in the Southern Hemisphere is December, and that would be planned and put into place, and the funds would be available. So we're looking at real time, something that's going to give us an indication that we've done the work, that we're looking to achieve, and that we're working towards it. It also means not shying away from a really big achievement in this regard as well, and not then going back onto the page and bringing down to a certain level my big dream because I don't believe that I can accomplish it. We want the vision to be all inspiring, to feel like it's juicy and delicious, and you to feel like you really resonate with what your heart's desire is telling you is possible, and where you're looking and desiring to be, go, feel, achieve this year. So how do I know I've achieved this? Put that result, let it be tangible, and complete that block. And then I devote my 2023 to, it might look like exploring the world with my newly defined self. So now we're looking at an amalgamation of all of the things, the core themes around disbelief in self, the stepping out into the true authentic you, the capitalizing on all of this incredible self-worth and self-esteem and having money in the bank, might then allow for that exploration and that definition of the new you. So that would be an example of devoting your year. I hope these examples have given you a little something to work with. I hope that you are brought a little closer to that feeling of like I really want this thing. And we will see you again on segment 3 of this workshop. Alrighty, so here comes the fun part of the exercise. You've got all of your magazines, scissors, coloring in, maybe some glitter, maybe some extra things to stick on board.
Listen, nothing wrong with the glitter.
Yeah, so this portion of the workshop is where you get creative. We want you to identify 4 goals that you have for this year, a mini description of what that goal is, and then a by when. Right? Because a goal is a vision for your future, but it's also needing to have a bit of a deadline, a tangible date.
To keep you accountable to yourself.
There we go. Exactly. So we want you to come up with 4 goals, and then using those goals, you're going to creatively see what pictures are going to flow and feel like they resonate with the goals that you've listed, and then you're going to create, obviously, your vision board.
Isn't this beautiful? I think it's perfectly beautiful. It's a beautiful exercise and a fun exercise to do. So go all out, use whatever material you want to use. This is a guideline. Like Helen was saying, you need to put a deadline on your goals, because it's all nice and well to do it and put it up there. But if there's no deadline, you're just gonna go on about your life and then forget all of this. So make sure that you have that deadline. Choose the pictures that best describe what you are trying to get out there. I always say that for me to feel like I've achieved something, I want to see it first. I want to imagine myself, seeing myself doing it, and then getting to the finish line, and then just dragging myself from the start to the end that I've already seen. So this exercise for me is exactly that. Put a picture into what you want to see yourself becoming, and then just walk the journey, but you know where you are going.
Absolutely.
So this is what we're doing.
Yeah, so good luck, guys. This is the last segment for our workshop. It's been amazing having you, and you've joined us for this segment. Keep in touch. I'm sure that we're going to have a lot more to offer you in the future. And if this feels good to you and you felt like you got a lot of defining your vision, keep in touch around March. We're probably going to do an online segment around the redefining your vision, which is just keeping you in check and see where we are, like how we're doing with those milestones.
Are you doing what you said you're going to do? All of those type of things. I'm sure we should have a place where they could maybe show us what they've done.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with sharing that information, show it to us what you've done.
Yeah.
Let us see your vision and then see how beautiful you've put it together. But thank you for this section. It's been really great.
Awesome.
Us going through the exercise as well was such a great experience for us as well.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you.